All right. Good evening, everyone. Today is 9 October. We're already cooking through October. We'll go through some news before we go, just kind of, and then we'll get to the fly tying. Tonight, we'll be doing egg patterns. We will try two different materials, the ecstasy and the McFly foam. I'll show you both of those. And if anyone wants to tie along, I could spotlight all of us, and we could almost have like a little fly tie off. So again, weather is getting cooler. Our fishing outing, we're going to be heading out this Sunday to Lane Spring. So arrival time at 8 a.m. if you want to get there that early. From St. Louis, that's about a 2-hour drive. So if you wanted to get a later start, you can. We'll fish there until about 3 because, as I said, it's a Sunday and a 2-hour drive. So by 3 o'clock, if we're heading out by then, we'll get home by 5, hopefully before it starts getting dark. But good fishing for the McLeod strain trout. Very pretty fish. If you have wet flies, that seems to do very well. But if you don't venture too far from where we first enter the spring, an indicator and thread jigs work really well. So again, fun place to fish. We're doing this because as of October 31st, they shut down the gate and it's a long walk-in. So, and again, 31st, all the trout parks shut down for the regular season. And then it's not until I think the 10th of November, which is going to be the second Friday of November, where you could actually start the catch and release season at the trout parks. Fly tying in person. So with the return to JB, we actually have a true start date now. It's going to be the 16th of October, which is 1 week from today. So they're heading out. So this is the last Monday Zoom call. Next week it'll be Tuesday. So I will definitely get email out soon to let everyone know that. They're going to be meeting at the gym building, which is building number 54 at JB. It's going to be Mondays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. They're asking volunteers and participants, those of us that are going to show up, get there by 5:30 to kind of help set up, get tables and vices and all that ready, because the patients will come down between 6 and 7, and then you start tying with them. We'll have rods out there as well, because I know Roger likes teaching fly casting as well during that. So it's back to where we were 3 years ago. So a little bit more than 3 years. I can barely remember it. I got as a participant, saw it maybe 5 times, and then we were shut down, and then they had Zoom. So good to see that. 1 week from now we'll be starting. So the other thing that we'll be doing is Saturday the 21st of October from 12 p.m. 3 p.m. We're meeting up at the American Legion Post 208 again. If you were there before, basically it's, if there's a fly you want to learn, let me know and I'll bring the materials and I could teach you. If you're still doing the rod build and want to bring your rod out there, we could still do that. We could work on that while you're doing that, or just bring your own material and tie up flies. It's more of a social event than anything. I forgot the place that they mentioned, but we're going to go for breakfast. If you want to go, show up early. The fly
Uncle Bill's.
Uncle Bill's, that's it. And Uncle Bill's, and I knew it had a tie to me. I had a Uncle Bill. So we're going to meet up at Uncle Bill's at 10 a.m., 2 hours before, so we could sit there and have breakfast and everything. If you're interested in that, let me know that you want to show up, because with that being a Saturday morning, it might be a little packed. So we're going to try to get some reservations. So if you're interested, let me know. That way I could have a head count and we could get a seat count and get a table set up before we show up. So again, that's the 21st, Uncle Bill's for breakfast, and then American Legion Post 208. Let me see, for us, our program, we're kind of low on tying materials because I haven't got any from Hargroves in a while, so I got to go visit them, see if they've got any more donations for us to kind of build us back up. And then if you guys need anything, I could get it to you. I got materials that I actually purchased for JB that arrived yesterday. I'll probably be showing up there this Monday, a week from today, with that material. I'm still waiting on the tools. So that's something that's got me a little concerned, making sure we have enough tying kits to tie with the inpatient participants. So Zoom calls, this is our last Monday. We will be moving to Tuesday of next week. But the passcode and meeting code, all that stays the same. So nothing will change there. No new codes, same from what we've been doing for the past 3 years.
You saying that JB is once a month?
They're doing that every Monday. So every Monday. So I don't know if I'll be able to make it every Monday because that is quite a trip for me.
Right, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I mean,
so I know the group that's going to be there, they're a little bit closer there. So they have enough volunteers there to do quite a bit, but I want to be there next Monday.
Kick it off.
Just to make sure, they've got everything they need and I could help out where I can and make sure they're up and running for the next, Monday. If I could make it, it'd be good. But I remember when I was a participant, I was like, I would go home first and then I'm like, all right, if I leave at 5, I could get there in an hour. But it took, with rush hour traffic, it took me an hour and 20 minutes to get there. But if I left right after work, it would take me 20 minutes. So it was, I'd get there early and then have dinner somewhere and then go. So they're long days for me. So we'll see if they have enough people there, then I might just kind of go there every other Monday and make sure I'm still doing Tuesdays. As far as I know, Walt's not on, but he's still doing the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of the month at the Veterans Home. Is he? Okay.
Yeah, I was over at his house today.
Okay, cool. So he's still doing that. Get a hold of Walt if you want to join him on that. I'll mention the 14th and 15th of October at Bennett Springs is a Clarence Holland Derby. I kind of mentioned that, but on the 15th as well is our big event. It's at Lane Spring, as I say, and starting at 8, but show up at any time. The day after that, the 16th, I get as a return to JB in-person fly tying. The 17th is our first Zoom call on Tuesdays, same time. And then the 21st, again, is the American Legion Post 208. Uncle Bill's at 10 a.m. and then at the Post at 12 noon. Omaha, they're up and doing their Zoom meeting. They haven't changed. They will be on Thursdays, same meeting ID and passcode. So that hasn't changed at all. So any go backs, anyone want to add any more to what's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a little bit about the Veterans Home. For most folks who haven't been there at all, I mean, that's really what you call a social event with some older veterans, guys that are just really disabled. They don't necessarily have much else to do. Some of them are fairly active socially with other things, but it's going in, and you got guys from Vietnam, Korea War era, and they just like coming in and chatting and see something new and different to, break up their week. We actually go just twice a month out there. So it's just we're tying up little mouse pins on big safety pins or whatever that they can pin on their clothes or in their hat and stuff like that. So just giving back to some guys that put their time in and are pretty disabled for having to be in the home.
Yeah, what time is that? Do you guys do that?
We usually get there about 9:30.
Okay, so it's a morning thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And leave about 11:30. So we usually get there and then go eat lunch someplace afterwards ourselves and finish telling what lies we have left. And
Very
So-
cool. If you could do that, that would be great. Like Roger said, those guys gave it their all. So if we could give back to them, that would be great.
yeah, there's some cool guys. You get some really neat stories and run into some people. It's like, really, you were there, and so
Yeah, things that you hear about in history books, they've seen in real life, and soon we're going to be losing them. And then, that's all we'll have is books. You won't have the actual account. So it's good for them and good for you too. So
you're not trying to teach them how to tie a fly or whatever else. They're interested. I've done some fly tying and they've asked a lot of questions, trying to, what are you doing and what's this? And it's, it can be a good time with the guys, but that's what it is. It's being with them.
very
What,
good.
what building were we supposed to meet at, JB? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Building, I think 54,
Yeah, 54 is the gym.
Jim.
Okay, thanks.
It's again, the actual time is 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., the same time that we do this. But if you could get there a little early to help, set up tables and get vices ready and, materials, if you're going to be one of the heads at the table, have an idea what you might tie, and then that we could lead to it. Again, they don't have to be clink hammers or anything like that. San Juan worms work great. Woolly buggers or something like that. You don't have to, these patients have never seen fly tying, so you want to keep it simple. And don't try to come up with some salmon fly or something like that. It's just something kind of fun that, again, it's getting them out of their rooms. They're at that time, they have a choice. You could either get, a drug awareness briefing, or you could go learn fly tying. So guess where they're coming? They're coming to us because they don't want to brief. And so you just sit with them and, San Juan worm, something real easy, a squirmy worm if you wanted. Even maybe one of the egg patterns we're going to do tonight, something simple. Don't make it hard. Again, you're teaching them a little something that they could kind of show their, family what they did. Again, it's just chatting with them. That's a social event as well, to be there and talk.
You're doing the same thing with Roger and Walter's group, pretty much?
No, it's really different. I mean, there you're really teaching them how to tie flies or teaching them how to cast. They're sitting down with the vise and materials and actually tying. And, they're all a lot younger generation, mainly. Where the veterans home where I am, you're talking guys that are, older than me, but,
Mhm. Okay.
Wow.
yeah,
Sorry.
makes you
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
great. You go in there and it says, damn, but anyway,
Yeah.
They talk about loading the muskets and
Yeah.
keeping their powder dry. It's weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
or they can tell you that they were chosen in Korea,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then you go, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys there.
Yeah,
Yeah, JB, you'll get the Enduring Freedom veterans and Free Iraq veterans. Those are, so you're getting the younger crowd, 20s and 30s. So
Okay.
yeah, so again, you are teaching them, and that's why start with something basic. I mean, they've never seen these tools before. So a San Juan worm and is perfect, and maybe throw a bead on it, and something that simple is all you need to do.
You know, a soft tackle is always a great beginner fly too. Just a
Yeah.
thread body, show them how to do a hackle. And when you're showing them how to hackle, you can explain to them all the other flies. Now they know how to tie because they like all they need to learn is how to put a tail on it. Now they know how to do a woolly burger because they know how to hackle. So I think the soft tackle for me is always my go-to beginner fly.
Yep.
Just because
Yeah,
it's
I like the
easy and it's
crackle
quick
backs for
and
beginner.
they work. They work great, So
Yeah.
I'll show them some of my crack flies too. They probably like that.
There you go. The Christmas tree bugs work too. So
Crackle-backs are easy to teach, and
yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So if we're gonna start teaching them how to tie some flies, and I said the egg pattern works, we'll get to that. So I'll do the ecstasy one first, and then we'll do the McFly foam. I know Eddie has some of the ecstasy material. I don't know if anyone else wants to tie with us. You can. So I'm going to spotlight Eddie and myself. Anyone else want to tie?
Yeah, I can tie some. I don't know if you can see my vise. Let me move my camera down a little bit.
I'm just adding you a spotlight. Anyone else?
Well, I'm tying kind of a yellow Sally, but
Well, that's fine. I mean, we'll add
see it in my camera watch.
we'll add Roger. Now you guys could see 4 of us tying at once. I'm going to change my video over. So, as I said, when I was watching Women's Fishing Free, the lady had this and was tearing them up. And this is basically to look like a salmon egg, and a pink salmon egg with I used the bead as weight to get it down, because this fluffy stuff does not like to stink, but it also represents like the blood spot on an egg. So it's a nice visual that you could see. And this did really well for me last weekend. And for the lady that was catching a bunch, they did very well. So I will start with that. First, I will be using, if you guys could kind of see, the wholesale fly company, the model 28 size 12. It's a stud hook. And I'm using red beads. The red beads again are, I think, 5/32. I don't have many left. I actually got 3 left. I'm tying these up because they have been working really well. I should have probably had this already started, but I apologize. So there's my hook. And for thread, I'm using thicker thread in any kind of neon color you like. Basically, with this being pinks and oranges and yellows, it's nothing natural. You're really just trying to make it stand out. So any bright thread will work. So, oops, I'm going to start with putting in a thread base. Okay, so I have it right here to the very tip. Now, ecstasy is actually, it looks like a chenille, but it's fuzzy. And the package, I don't have it anymore, but it's if you look at the email, you can see what a package of ecstasy looks like. And I'm just gonna tie that in up there. There's a couple of them right there. He's got it for sure. And you just tie that in. You take it down to the bend of the hook and then take it right back. Once I'm there, I do a quick half hitch to lock it in because I do use the rotary vise on this. Makes it a little bit easier. Now, this is the part you got to take your time, and you're trying to preen this while you're wrapping it, so you kind of see I'm pulling the material back, and you can kind of see the thread there. And as I preen it, that's when I'm going to start wrapping it. And every turn, I'm going to make sure I'm preening that back so I'm not trapping any of that material. That way you get it nice, and you're doing wrapping or touching wraps, but only on the thread portion of the ecstasy. So this part takes a little bit of time, but by doing this, it's going to be a nice fuzzy pattern. And this would probably do very well at Merrimack as well, because when we fish there, there's no zones for fly fishermen or fly only. You're stuck with the bait spinning. So this would be, if you're fishing next to someone that's using dough bait, this might help you get some of those fish. But this is a good zone 2 fly for Bennett. And you could use it in zone 1 as well. It is a fly. This might really be good because, as we said, catch and release is coming up at Bennett. And with that, it's only flies. And this is a really good time for you to go to zone 3 and try to fish for some of those brown trout that came up from the river. And a big meaty pattern like this would probably do very well. So once you got it pretty tight to the bead, you could tie off your ecstasy material. Cut the little excess off. Now I'm actually, with the thicker thread, I'm really kind of making tight wraps to make sure I hold it in there. And I'm making a nice collar on it, but still making sure I'm preening back so I don't get a whole lot of that material. And to finish this, I use the Sally Hansen's because this really helps lock in that thread. Bring that back. Sally Hansen's on that collar. Quick whip finish. And there we go. Poor Walt's been waiting for it. So I'll let the others catch up, but
There you go.
Nice.
so you got it too. So yeah, it's a neat little fuzzy egg pattern. It worked well for me over the weekend.
So I used to tie these a lot in New York, fishing the Salmon River, and in a bunch of different colors in Estes.
Yeah, it's
What I use is I get an egg hook, a heavy strong egg hook, and then I just use, what size is that? The 0.3 lead free, and then I just overwrap it, and I try to use a little bit of, I use salmon, and then I put a little bit of red in there. When it gets wet, you can kind of see there's a little blood spot in it.
yeah.
But yeah, that's my.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I
Yeah.
used the this one's in the salmon row, uh the electric ecstasy with the salmon row color. But I've got it in peach, and another one I saw down there, Bennett, that was working really well with sockeye.
Yep. And these do really well. As you saw, it didn't take me long to tie that up. I would put this on par with the mop flies as well. Something, you know, of color that attracts the fish. And, you know, there's days that they're going to work great, and then some days they're not going to work. It's part of the fun of Bennett, of trying to figure out what they're going to hit next. So we'll let. How you doing, Roger? You doing good? Still dying? Oh, oh, yes.
Unmute, yeah, I say
Yeah.
we got hair, dubbing, legs, little bit of this and that, throw it on
Cool.
there, maybe the fish will like it.
Keep on going then, because we're gonna go to, you keep on going and I'm gonna go to the other material. Let me see, I will go over to the integrated webcam. All right, so the other material that this was what they had before you would come out there. Here's the McFly foam. This is the popular color, the clown, because it has, as you can see, there's salmon, yellow, regular pink, dark pink, light pink, yellow, and orange. So you could do all the crazy colors. And then they also have this glow bug yarn that, oh, there it is. Looks better that way. And this is UV, so it would shine a little bit better, that they would say. But again, this is what they had before. And the easiest way to apply it is you thread it through. This is a tip of a pen cap. And basically, you just use your bobkin thread, if you could even see that, and you pull it through and use a pen cap as a dispenser. And that's what I will show you. If you look at my email, some of these tires can make these look perfectly round. I'm not there yet. It still looks like I'm using ecstasy. I will go back to the other camera and show you what I end up with this. This is basically when I use that egg foam yarn. So still kind of funky looking, does a good job, but I would still say I like the eggs to see better. But cool thing with this is you could do lots of different colors together. So I will go start on that. I will use the same hook and bead. Okay. Then I will.
So Mick, have you used the egg patterns there at Bennett quite a
Yes,
bit?
I have, and they do very well. The
Now,
best.
how big is your egg pattern?
Let me get to the other, and I could hold it up with my hand so you could see it.
I'm just, is
So
it
if I put it up on my hand, ooh, that's a little too bright. I don't know if you'd kind of see it.
okay? So it's like 4 or 5 millimeters.
Yeah, I'm holding it up like that. It's kind of what, oops, somebody would have like any kind of dough ball to it.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So here's mine.
yes, about the same size.
Yeah,
You know?
that's my estimate. My McFur foam.
Yeah, because
egg.
with
Yeah.
the ecstasy, you're gonna, since it's a standard size, you're gonna get it,
Yeah.
same size. There's really nothing you could do. But now with McFly foam, depending on how much you dispense out, you could have it big or you could have it small. It's up to you. So, there's Rogers. Me,
Oh, that's nice.
very nice.
Yeah,
Very
very good.
buggy as all get out.
Very, very, very
Gotta
fishy.
get the underside or whatever.
Now, over
It is named for Yellow Sally for the yellow.
Nice.
last Friday, I was at Rockbridge for the first time, and they would have loved that. They were hitting big bugs on top, so that would have been perfect for there.
Yeah, I usually frequently put just a real lightweight midge or something underneath of that. Throw it out. They don't take it on top, they might get the midge.
It looked like those legs would give you an issue, Roger, when you're trying to tie them on.
No, I had to back off. I forgot them and had to undo some dubbing, but the legs go on pretty easy in terms of just doubling that rubber leg around the thread,
Yeah.
using the thread to pull it where you want.
Okay.
Want on either side.
September and October, that's good dry fly months. So right now, if you wanted to try dry flies, this is the time to get out there.
Well, things are changing. I went out a few days ago to the local little city lake that lucky to get a few bluegill out of whatever, and I ended up getting a bass and about 4 or 5 crappie out of the lake, and it was just like, dang, you guys came off the bottom,
Yeah.
Just this change of the weather coming through, and I think they're starting to come back and be interested in playing with you.
The top water.
Yeah.
And then most of the, if you're trying to match the hatch, weather's getting colder, those bugs are starting to die, and they're sitting in trees and getting too cold and dropping into the water.
I was actually still getting them down underneath. I was using a mohair leech
Oh, okay.
and some stuff like that. So they were still down a bit, but at least they were playing.
Yeah, they're coming up. All right.
So it kind of sounds like Bennett Springs. If you're going to tie an egg pattern, try to match some cheese or dough.
Yes, exactly. And that's kind of, as I said, ladies fishing, the one lady that is the reason why I kind of came up with this pattern is I kept on watching her catch fish after fish after fish. And then one time she asked for help. She goes, somebody help. And I ran down there. I was 10% interested in helping her, 90% trying to figure out what she was using. So I did help her, but then I got to see, oh, I see what you're using. So I was spying on her.
On the current river, I was catching an awful lot on the
I guess it's the wet bridge down outside of Montauk.
Yeah,
And we were using salmon eggs that we made, and they were great. They were about twice, a little bit bigger than a large pea. Okay,
yeah.
so, and we were knocking the heck out of them.
Very good. So with the McFly foam, I'm just gonna, as you can see, I have it in the pen cap. I'm just going to wrap it nice and tight. Then I'm gonna pull this out a little bit more than what I want, because you don't want to cut it right at the tip, because this is how you would then load your next fly. So I'm going to cut right about there.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have something that I could at least grab on to start my next fly. Take this up front. And then use the Sally Hansen's.
It does look like clown hair, Mick.
It does. And
Now-
it's, the clown, a lot of them that they call, if it's the orange, yellow, and pink, they call it a tri color. And that's what everyone at Bennett likes to use. But there's also another color that I get a kick out of. They call it Jimi Hendrix, which is pink, purple, and red, I think. And that's a very cool color that they do, and they call that the Jimi Hendrix. I guess with the purple haze, and it does very well. So if you hear people say tricolor, that's the orange, yellow, and pink. But if you hear purple haze, that's the dark pink, orange, and purple. And then again, you just kind of have to fluff this out. But
You don't use your Velcro hook thing to comb it out?
I wouldn't do that, because this stuff would go everywhere. I don't even, that Velcro thing, I think I left that at the Trout Shack, so I don't have it. But
Okay.
this stuff, if your skin is dry, will get hung up on this. If you got any, your nails, if they got a rough edge, they will get hung up on this. So, but again, here's nice little round. It's got different colors again. So they have that. One other thing I will show you, if you don't want to use any of that stuff, if you're like, I just don't know if I could pull that off. Let me get back to my regular webcam. If you wanted, you could get these at craft stores, these little pom-poms, and they're already, have round where you could just tie this to a hook real quick, and it's already done for you. Put a weight behind it, and these are real small, which
So
work really well.
I bought this at a fly shop. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me turn my light. Can't catch my light on it, but it kind of has a iridescence in it.
Yeah.
And these are just a pom pom. It was a little bad. I mean, it's questionable if you're tying flies at this point. But I took my hook and just put a little bit of super glue on there, and then when you run your hook through, you just got to make sure you get through the center of that pom pom where it's real dense. Otherwise, it'll just come off in casting. But yeah, I mean, if you need a quick box of eggs, that's a pretty quick way to get yourself some decent looking eggs.
Yeah. It's quick, you know, even if you use McFly foam, the ecstasy or those pom-poms, you know, it's,
Well, I don't know if you all remember, Hook and Hackle used to provide all of our fly tying stuff for Project Healing Waters, and they used to sell these. Like this is from Hook and Hackle, and it's just trying to get camera and the light to work. But they're just like a you know color, and these are all 7mm. So yeah, if you go to Hobby Lobby or somewhere and see some 7mm, roughly, pom poms, they work great.
yep. The other thing that we got a little bit of time while you guys are tying, and Scott brought this up, and I'm, going to talk about it again. The fly tying competition will come up soon. So, years past, it's only been for participants where they would have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels that you could submit your flies into. Sorry. Last year, they actually started an ambassador, and it was a shame that I didn't even think about doing it. And I guess no one else did as well. They didn't have a single entry for the ambassador, which is somebody who came up through participant and now is a volunteer. Now that's straight going to be participant and volunteer. So that's the only thing I know about it. We're supposed to get more rules on what they're going to be doing this week. Years past, that was the month of October we would do this. But with the issues of funding and people, waiting for fundings to be released, they're going to push that back. I don't know how far, but it's pretty much going to be open to anyone that's in Project Healing Waters, whether you're a volunteer, you're a veteran, or a participant. You're going to be able to participate in this. So if you're interested in it, what I would say right now, that I've done it before, is tie the fly you really enjoyed doing and just start practicing it now.
Oh, okay.
Basically, let me get mine out. I went through so many different iterations on materials that when I finally came up with what I was doing, I was doing clink hammers, and this is one of them that I submitted. You just kind of zoom in a little bit if I can.
Now, Mick, do we mail in the flies or?
They're all pictures. So even if you need help with a camera, I mean, iPhones are so good anymore, but they want a picture like this. They want to see the bottom to see if you're crowding the hook eye. They're looking how
Sure.
the tackle looks right now. This is actually one of the flies. I have them all in a case still right there, that there's 5 identicals, or as much as I try to make them identical. This is what I submitted in. So again, you just practice it. I had, for the parachute, I had only white, I had only orange, but when I mixed it, I thought that looked kind of cool. They're going to judge you on how complex it is. So that's why I had 2 different post materials. I had hackle, I had dubbing. There's 3 different colors of thread there that you could see, the pink hot spot, and then the yellow and the black ribbing. See, my ribbing's starting to fall apart. They're so now, but they look to see if you're crowding the eye, and so they want to see this side, the reverse of it. They want to see what it looks like from the top.
Okay.
It's like from the bottom. So there's 4 pictures you need there. And then the 5th one is they want to see all 5 flies in a line, that they could then see how well you are on duplicating it. You're just not tying 1 fly, you're tying 5, and they want to look at it. And these flies have been shuffled around and all that, but guaranteed this is, it's a competition, so they're going to kind of hit hard. You
Sure.
kind of see where my one thread, that gap is too big right there. They will nitpick that and they will get stuff on that. I think the post is fine, but they knocked me that they said my post was too high on this. So they can't just say, yeah, man, it's a 10, because they're going to have 25 people submitting it. So they're going to have to get kind of brutal on it. And
Sure.
it's just what it is. You don't take it to heart. You will see some of the feedbacks where, they're nice or saying looks good, but then they'll kind of pick it apart. And I could see where these have been in the box so long that that one thread shifted, and that's guaranteed something that they would spot. So it's fun, I'm trying to give you a heads up now that it's coming. So if you're interested in it, look on the web, look at different fly patterns and just see something you like. And if you want to do it, start tying it, try different colors, different materials until I had so many different bodies that were too thick. And, I was using wire instead of thread for the segmentation. I probably had 20 different single flies until I liked this pattern. And then I just started tying these. And I probably tied between 30 and 40 of these flies. And I tried to make each one perfect. And then at the very end, I took the 5 best that looked good. And that's what I submitted. But it's fun. The prizes are really good. I'm trying to think, it's third place, you get $150 gift certificate to Orvis. If you take second, you get $300, and if you take first, you get a $600 gift card.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hey, Roger. Here's the other one that was working really well down at Bennett. Called a Ray Charles. I'd never heard of it.
And it's basically ostrich hurl, right?
Yeah, it's ostrich hurl, a little flashaboo, red thread, and a piece of monofilament.
So it's kind of close to the white thread jig, but a little bit more fuzzy. It looks a little bit more bug-like.
That's what it is. It's pretty much a fuzzy, one of your thread jigs that's fuzzy.
Yep.
Can you zoom in on it?
I can try and hold it up closer to the.
Mick can zoom in on it, can't you?
The only thing I could do is let me get rid of.
You can take me off, Nick.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. Remove spotlight
It's-
me.
From what I've read, it's supposed to imitate a little crustacean that trout love, and they use it a lot in the tailwaters up in Montana.
Looks like a sow bug.
Yeah.
It is kind of on the lines of a sow bug.
I would have called it an Einstein. It reminds me of that picture of him with his hair just white.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one, yeah.
Einsteiner.
Well, with a name like Ray Charles, does that mean a blind man can fish it or a blind man could tie it?
How did you put it, Nick?
I think what I heard was they said that it was so perfect of a fly that even a blind trout would be able to see it. And so they're like, oh, it'd be like Ray Charles. And that's where it came through.
I like how we decided to make fun of the fish and not the fly guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Roger,
Yeah,
are you gonna be going Thursday?
I'm hoping to.
I won't be there.
Okay.
I don't know. And you might be the only person there. Bill Kelly is restricted to quarters again.
Hmm.
You talking about Becker's?
Talking about the Veterans Home.
Oh, the Veterans Home.
Yeah, I didn't think we were going this Thursday. I thought we were going until the 19th.
Hang on, let me look. What,
Well,
All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I got a couple things to do, and I'm getting tired.
No worries.
all right.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got a back fence I've been working on and got a ways to go to get that sucker done, but
Hey, Mick, I'm gonna let you go. I need to take off, but I may shoot you an email. Or more information about the competition.
Yes, I'll have more info coming soon.
Okay.
We had our regional call and Amy was talking that they're still getting the details together. So, but
Sure.
I know it does sound like they're trying to change some stuff up. They heard feedback that wasn't the best this past year, so we'll see what they're trying to do.
Well, I know guys that I was with in New York that were wanting to do it. They didn't mind the competition of the tying, but apparently there was like an essay or something they were supposed to write, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." So
Yeah, the essay isn't like an 8-page essay. They want 2 paragraphs. One, basically what brought you to Project Healing Waters, what you've got from it, and just you talking about the program. I mean,
Oh.
nothing more than a paragraph. It's
Yeah.
just saying, yeah, I came and I heard about this and I showed up. The guys were great. I just absolutely love fly fishing, and they've taught me so much that I want to kind of show off some of the things that I've learned.
Sure.
That's all you have to do. The other one is they want you to just talk a little bit about the fly. When I did my, what materials did you use? And what,
Yeah.
why did you use this material? And that, again, nothing more than a paragraph. It's between the 2 paragraphs, you're talking about a half sheet of paper. That's it. They just want a little.
Well, I think the guys I know, I mean, I know them well, and I think it was anything that could be seen as an obstacle became an obstacle, and in a I'm not going to say an excuse, but yeah, an excuse. So,
Yeah. And
hey, I got to go, but I will talk to you all later.
Yep.
And yeah, thanks. Bye.
See ya. So we're getting there. Any last go backs? Anyone have any questions?
Roger,
yeah.
it is the 12th.
Yeah, I looking at the calendar, realized that I was second and fourth weeks I had it off. So yeah, I'll
If you can't make it, she said there's no biggie that if we don't show up, we don't show up, but
yeah, I mean it's been a couple of weeks, been almost a month since we've been there, hasn't it?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Linda has a medical appointment, so I have to go to it.
Yeah, I'll try and make it. I don't know if I'll be able to stay full 2 hours, but I'll try and go. We need to.
Okay. All right.
Other
Thanks.
than that, I'm trying to get into CRM. So basically, I'm giving us all credit for our Monday calls. Walt, if when you guys go there, let me know who shows up on.
Eddie was here today.
Yeah, I got Eddie, for tonight. So
No, this today.
yeah, what was he doing though? Just drinking beer?
We had coffee.
Okay.
No, we were doing flies, and he was doing that Ray Charles fly show, practicing.
Gotcha.
And then we
Yeah.
we put some epoxy on some rods and just doing our thing.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in right now, but they're having issues right now. So
Well, what about that? I got a question. There was that Dave was his name that,
This guy. I'm right here.
Guy right next to you. If you're looking at Dave Matrano,
okay, okay. Is he gonna be doing the administrative stuff?
I'm trying to keep him as a participant for a little bit so I could get him the free stuff.
Yeah,
Because if I turn him into, for him to do the administrative stuff, have to be a volunteer. And then
well,
I'm,
who has to know?
Right.
yeah, I know but at the moment, I'm just trying to help make sure I take care of Dave. I've got this because for him to do the administrative, he has to have access to CRM. And so Project Healing Waters will know because they have to give him access. So that's the easiest. And that's the one part that's kind of a pain in the ass. So I want to keep him as a participant right now so I could
Well, is there any way to have him do it, but get access to one of us volunteers' computer?
yeah, but then I mean, I don't want to give up passcodes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let's do it the way we're doing right now. And once we get Dave sometime as a participant where I could help him out and get some cool stuff, then we'll worry about it. But right now I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm doing okay.
Well, I just turned into a participant. I want some cool shit.
Well, you can't go backwards as a gift.
You're pretty cool shit yourself there, Walt.
Oh, okay. Oh. All right, well, I guess next week we're gonna be on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, we'll be Tuesday. And and then Monday is at JB. So
Okay, I'll be at JB. Anybody else?
yeah, I plan on being there. So I want to make sure, see how the
We have to
first,
sign you in, man.
yeah. And if it's going to be anything like it was 3 years ago, it's no big deal. So
Yeah, it'll be a trial run Monday though.
yeah. So that's why I want to be there to kind of help out. If anyone, just to kind of see what we need. I've got materials now. I just haven't got the tying kits yet. So hopefully those are on the way soon.
They sent you things?
Yeah, because I put in order of stuff that Ken wanted. I've got a bunch of fly tying material now, but we still haven't got the kits yet. And so that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay, so, all right.
So I'll be bringing that. So
Okay, when's the next American Legion meeting?
that would be I think we said the 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That's what I'm
21st.
tracking.
Okay, are they gonna send some stuff out online? What the hell's going on?
You mean the email or the CRM?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, the email you've already got. The CRM, I'm in there right now, so I could start once I give you guys credit for tonight. I'll go and do the fly tying at the American Legion post.
That's on Saturday?
Yep, Saturday the 21st.
Hey, Walt, next time you get that email, have Linda come down and read it to you.
Hey, Walt, the fly tying, the Legion stuff is later than last time. It's afternoon instead of morning.
It's 12 to 3. So that way we could get Scott there.
And it's at 10 o'clock at Uncle Bill's if you want to eat breakfast.
Or do you wanna, okay. So what time do you get out, Scott?
I get done about 10:45.
Well, I don't need to eat at Uncle Bill's. I can wait for you and we can go together if you want.
Okay.
We can get a superior breakfast someplace else.
Okay.
All right, so I will let you guys go. I will get the info. I'll do the CRM invite tonight for the American Legion tying on the 21st. So I will let it go at that. If you guys have any questions or need anything, reach out. And I will see you guys soon. I guess the next thing that we're doing is Lane Spring on, and I don't have it up in front of me, but
Sunday.
Yep. So I'll see some of you Sunday for Lane Spring.
Sunday, be there.
Yep, Sunday for Lane Spring, Monday at JB, and then Zoom call on Tuesday.
Or you might be going. Are you going to Israel? Are you going to be going out to Israel for some support?
If they would let me go, I would go in a heartbeat. It's like I would. It's the same emotions from our 9/11 are there. It's just sending. Yeah, I'd be the first to volunteer. So, all right,
I think we could send Walt.
I'm gonna